Hello everyone, this is take two. My last video went too long, so I'm going to do my best to keep it short, as quick as I can, probably within 15 minutes, to show off where I am at this moment in my progress. I promised everybody some update videos, and here's the first one on YouTube. So let's get to it. I'm going to do it as best as I can, quick as I can. But as you can see, here's the trailer that I've put together so far. It's only about a quarter of the way done, if you will, as far as the build is concerned. Well, no, maybe an eighth. The back is not on it. This side is only half cut up. The other side is barren at this point. But we're going to show you what I've done so far to this point, and we'll where do we get started? Let's get started with the bottom here. As you can see here on the bottom, and the challenge, the whole challenge is to keep the thing straight and narrow and not twisted. So each of these is an individual panel. Yes, there's Lego bits that you can see, but it's on the bottom, and I'll dress them up for the final product. They are offset for a specific reason, because each panel here, as you can see, here's a panel, here's a panel. You don't want them to rotate under the weight. So by offsetting, it locks it into place. Otherwise, it'd have one common pivot point. Yep, got some Legos here and some connects. Again, when it's all painted, you won't even see it. But the whole point of this particular section with the wheels is that, and yes, Optimus Prime will have the exact same wheels, so it will all match. This particular section here slides up and down on the track, so I can reposition the wheels anywhere I want, which is helpful because when it comes time for transformation, which we can get started in a way, it goes all the way back to the last panel. And then, right here, this is a slide, so I can do this. Oops, wrong way. I gotta push here. Right there. It slides and offsets, and then I can pinch the wheels in so that when the wheels are on the ring, it gives it a little bit more of a dynamic look to it rather than just wheels slapped on the ring. So, here's the bottom. Obviously, here's the reefer unit from the Ultimate Optimus Prime. I salvaged that. Here's the top. A lot of these holes and joints will be filled in with putty, but it's all smooth, nothing sticks out, so that should be pretty easy to fill. But in the initial steps here, what I do is I take and pop the top off, and it comes right off. There's slots that I put in the top here, that these here all fit and line everything up nice and flat, and then each of these split apart just like that. I haven't glued those particular connectors in yet, but that's how the top comes off. Now I'll show you what my thoughts are for having them go into panels like that when I do the bottom here. So I'm going to start by we're going to pop this side off first. So what I do is I just stick my finger in right here. Now as you can see, there's little holes here. That's where the connectors go into, right? My goal was that nothing should look out of place, or connectors or hinges or anything should be on the outside or the external of the trailer. So these little connectors actually look like the lights on the side, which is a bonus. So anyway, got that wall off. Now here's where the fun starts. Here's the guts of at least this portion right here. This section, I have yet to make it, but this will all cut up and turn into the feet and aesthetics of the sides on the ground of the ring. If you remember in the movie, they shoot right up on the sides, and I've got some special stuff for that as well. But anyway, this is kind of how all stuff stores, at least for the wings, is concerned, the jet pack will actually lay on the bottom here and then flip around up and sit itself right up here. But that'll be for a later update. Each millimeter that I lose on the wall is a millimeter lost in the space. But as you can see, this piece can come apart, and this will all be hidden. All these little slide connectors and stuff like that, that'll all be hidden or irrelevant. But anyway, taking that particular wall off, and then in this, if you can picture, there's going to be something laying down here, and then each one's going to disconnect, and then in ring mode, it's going to actually look like this. There's going to be a panel like this, panel like that, and then it's just going to keep, I'll just use the roof, it's going to keep doing this, up and around, just like a deck of cards down the side. Now, it's not going to be up on the top of the ring, but about halfway down, you'll see them accordion down like a deck of cards. It'll be give it a nice little dynamic look to it, and it just creates a natural flow. I'll go ahead and disconnect this here. And pull that out. But anyway, so this particular section, I tried not to have it be a parts former, and so far, for the most part, it isn't. It looks like it will, but all those will be connected together, and then, like I said. But anyway, this part. This comes out like this. Okay. Then obviously this will flip around, and this is what will be on Optimus's back. So what we need to do is first, I put my thumb right here on this particular connector, push out and then forward at the same time, and then you'll see what happens when I do that without breaking anything, right? Like that. Push back, push again, and right there. That gives you a good indicator of where the wing would be. Now, this particular section here just kind of sticks down, right? I didn't care for that, and I needed a place for the secondary wing to go. So what I do is I'll actually just rotate that just a slight, and then I'll do this. Pull that out. There's two guide pins here, and there's a hinge right here. There's obviously two guides to lock it, and then I bend it like this. Oops. Bend it just like this, and then if I give it another push, I push it in, it holds in place, it locks like that. And then I take this piece here, fold it out, so that's ready for the secondary wing. Now, if we look at it from this perspective right here, this section here was a problem too, right? So what I did was I wanted to get it out of the way. This little black pin, it's black now, but it'll be painted. I just give it a push, and then this becomes loose, wheel it, and then it just goes right out of view. I'll show you that from the other side so you can kind of see what I did. It's actually pretty slick the way it works. Push it, it creates like a puzzle piece, and then just like that. So it lays flat on the wing, you can't really see it. Okay, now here is the cool part, because in the movie, Optimus has a bend in his wing, right? Well, in this particular case, you can see I've got a gap here. You can see a hinge in there, but the reason why it's gapped is because it's contoured to the contour of the wing. You see the contour of the wing? Now this will be filled in too. Right here, you just give it a push like that, and then it matches up pretty darn close. Now that only gives me one step, right? I need the second step to angle it back. Well, if I just put a hinge there, there's interference on the exterior wall right here. There'd be interference and it wouldn't allow it. So what I had to do is I had to create a panel over top of the wing, contour it to the shape of what it's going to look like when it's folded out, and then I have to get it to bend. So in order to do that, grab here, pull out, and then fold back, and then it contours and fills in. So then you get a nice bend, just like so. I'll show you that from the back too. I just gotta line it up here. It gets a little tight, a little finicky, but anyway, that way you can see it from this side. Right here, give it a tug. So you got a guide here, and then you got the hinge, and then it goes just like that. Now, yeah, there's a gap on the back side. I'm not worried about the back side. All I care about is the front, and I think it was a success, just like in the movie. And then there'll be the designs out here. So, and now it's ready for the secondary wing to snap right in, right here, right there. So now he's got both wings, and they're obviously both articulated. And I can move this back and forth if I really wanted to by just unlocking that particular hinge portion that I told you about. And then obviously this can go up and down as I like. But what's going to happen is obviously this is the reefer unit is upside down. Now, yes, it will come apart for when I store it on the ring, but for right now we'll just keep it together. Actually, I'm not going to waste time. But at any point, just imagine that it's full right now. I'm going to have Optimus here, and there's going to be a pack right here that connects to his shoulder. It's actually a piece of Jetfire, and it's actually going to be perfect for it. And then this will sit right here. So a lot of this big gap will be hidden right here by the front of Optimus as I go right here. This right here will sit right about there. So you can kind of see what's going on, and then if I give it a little bit of dynamic, you can see his secondary wing sticking out back there, just depending on which angle you want it to go at, right? So that's a really cool part. This section will obviously be solid on the inside of here, so that it just pops right on. And then, like I said, the engines will flip out. Actually, they'll flip out this way and lay down. But a lot of dust on him. But I've got several. I got the Revenge of the Fallen original leader for the swords. I got the hook version for the hooks. I've got all kinds of guns, and then a big special thing I've got going on here is this little guy. This is a Shapeways piece from Big Heish. Him and I have collaborated together in coming up with a design, and he was gracious enough to help me put it together, the design on Shapeways, and then get it printed. But this is actually a foldable shield, so that it will store away in my trailer and on the ring, just like it did in the movie, all folded up, and then when it's ready to go, it unfolds. But look at that. Isn't that design just stunning? I mean, it's dead on movie accurate, and it looks great next to Optimus. That's the size right there. So pretty cool. And then the other thing too that he's made is this guy right here, this axe. Just great looking work. So you're gonna have to check out his store here in a little while. They're currently not for sale because we're still working some bugs out, but we've gotten so far. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try and post a video in a few more months as I make some more progress. All right. Hopefully I wasn't too ugly on the camera. All right. Take it easy. Bye.